dear friends, this is Lana with Lani Balan Design and welcome to my channel. Today I am playing with Spellbinders and with their one of the newer releases. This die set is called Dancing in the Rain and it is from the Out and About collection. Now, I also have one more video that features a die set from the same collection. If you would like to check it out, I would leave a link down below for you. So this collection came out on the 20th of last month, and I am finally getting to play with this. And this die set is super cute and I cannot wait to show you how exciting this card design is going to be. To save time, I die cut the pieces using this die set. I also cut frames using this awesome die set from Spellbinders. This set is called Notched Corner Frames. I'm not entirely sure when these frames came out, but I will also leave a link down below if you would like to check them out. I used two of the largest frames from the set and I created one frame. To better fit this frame to my card base, I ended up cutting an odd card size. This card base is 5 3/4 by 4 1/2. These frames are designed for A2 cards and I just wanted to have a little border around the frame. So that is how I ended up with this size. Now, because I wanted the card panel to fit directly behind these frames without peeking out, I took a pencil and marked the corner and simply cut it with scissors. I then used that same triangle as a template for all my corners and cut it. As you can see, now all my four corners are perfectly trimmed and they actually fit so well in the back. Now, you could probably use a die or the biggest die for this. I really wasn't thinking about this at that time, but I am not actually 100% certain if that piece would actually fit nicely on the back of these two frames. You can try, you can check it out and see if that's going to work, but this was my solution at that time. And now let's start building this project. I'm first going to color my card panel. Always protect your surface. I'm using a silicone mat here to protect my work surface. And of course, use some masking tape to protect your fingers. To color my panel, I used Distress Oxide inks. I used Chipped Sapphire, Stormy Sky, and Lost Shadow. So I started off with the lightest color and then gradually went towards the darkest color. You don't have to follow this order when it comes to Distress Oxides. You can go either way. It definitely will not change the outcome. But the only thing that you need to do for better blending is to actually go back and forth between these inks, and that's how you're going to get that seamless look. Next, I am going to move to coloring. I have all my die cuts here And I picked 3 shades of Copic markers. Now, they don't have to be Copics. You can choose any alcohol markers that you want. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to use alcohol markers. You can use any coloring medium that you have. This is just adding some simple colors to my die cuts. Now, you can also use colored cardstock. That'll probably cut your job in half. I actually wanted to do something very specific here. My original idea was to have some pink cardstock with pink hearts on them, but I really have nothing, not remotely close to that. So I decided to simply create it. So I colored my pieces with 3 different shades of pink, which would give kind of cool and cohesive look. And then I used this gel pen. This is a Uniball pink gel pen, and I simply drew hearts on my pieces. That's what I wanted, so that's what I created. Now, this is a simple gel pen that I actually write with every day. So it is quite naturally for me to have it, but I will find a link to these pens and leave it underneath if you're interested in purchasing them. After my pieces were done, I simply glued them with my trusted art glitter glue. I love this glue. It's strong and it never fails. Once that's done, I'm going to simply put this aside and move to another step. So for this step, you are going to need either a ruler, a scoring board like I am doing here, or even your craft mat. Anything really with some measurements on it. And mark every 1/4 of an inch. That's what I ended up doing here. And you want to put dots on top and on the bottom of your frames. Next, use either a cutting board or even a craft mat if that is okay with you. And also pick a piercing tool or a pokey tool like this and simply pierce holes in your frame. Exactly where you marked those dots, that is where you're going to make holes. This is what we're going to use to put our thread in, and that is how we're going to create the rain. Now, to create the rain, I am actually going to use this clear or transparent thread. I got this a while ago, and I honestly think I got it on Amazon. I'm not quite certain. I will leave a link down below. Next, what I'm going to do is simply get one edge of that string or a floss, put it through the hole, attach it with a piece of double-sided tape. Now this is essential because this double-sided tape is teeny tiny and it's also strong enough to hold that thread in place. Next, you are going to add a little bit of those beads. You don't need to cover the entire side, just enough to make it look like the rain, and to allow these beads to go up and down. Once you have that in place, then you're going to put your thread again through the opposite side and then attach it with a little piece of tape again and repeat the process for the entire frame. Now, to speed up the process of adding beads to your floss, I found this Speedle needle, this awesome little tool that literally is a game changer for all of you who like to add beads to your crafts. Now, all you need to do is put your floss through the hoop here like you would in any needle. The only thing is that this hoop is a little bit bigger. And then simply take your needle and put it into your jar of beads and keep going up and down, and this needle will pick up all those beads and add it to your thread. Now, this is such a cool little thing to have. It speeds up the process. It's very easy to do. And honestly, it doesn't take a lot of time nor effort for this. It speeds up the process, makes the process of your beading much easier, much faster, and honestly, more enjoyable. Now, I am going to continue on doing this off camera, and I'm also going to finish my entire frame, and I will be back with my frame all done. All right, so the frame is done. Look how cool that looks. I absolutely love it. And this truly reminds me of rain. Now it's time to put that second frame on top of this frame. Adding this additional frame on top of it doesn't just help with aesthetics. It helps with, it gives more strength to this frame so it can hold these glass beads, as well as give me the assurance that this floss is securely attached in between these frames and it won't fall out. Next, I glued my little die cut element here on top of my card panel, and what I ended up doing is doubling the dimensional tape and attaching it to the frame. What I realized that it's much easier to cut smaller pieces than doubling them up and then attaching them to your project, rather than having this one long strip. This turned out to be a much easier way and a much faster and a cleaner actually way to attach the double-sided tape to the frame. You can of course do whatever you want, that is totally up to you, but I do suggest you double up your foam tape. And then I added some liquid adhesive on the foam tape because it's so much easier to move this piece if I needed to. And simply then attach it to my panel and attach everything to the card base. And that was it. The card is done. I love this card. I had so much fun making it, and for that I have to thank Spellbinders for sending me this fun set. And of course, thank you for coming and supporting me and my channel. Everything I used in today's video is listed below, and feel free to drop me a line if you have any questions or even suggestions for future videos. Again, thank you so much, and I will see you soon with